Bro, you just dissed me for the final time, bro. You just showed me disrespect. The only course of action left is to take this to the ring. This coming Monday night, we're gonna duke it out for keeper. And I will climb to the top rope and jump and kick you in the face. And I've been training all my wrestling skills, so I will surely win. It doesn't matter if it's submission, elimination, or just pin. When I beat you, everyone will know how weak you are. You'll lose your job. I'll take your fans and take your girl, and then I'm gonna take your belt.
Welcome to Marking Out in the Morning, coming to you live from Audacity Solutions Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. It is October 28th, 9:01 a.m. Central Standard Time, which means it's 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, and 4 p.m. Swedish, 12:30 a.m. in certain parts of Australia. This is the first and only live daily morning call-in pro wrestling news and rumors podcast. So, welcome to History in the Making. If you want to interact live, you can hop in the Periscope at HEELZiggler.com. You can hit me up on Twitter at HEELZiggler_com, or you can just call in. And that phone number is 657-383-1786. So yeah, Periscope, Twitter, or phone call, however you like to interact. And do that while the show is on the air if you want. Like yesterday, we had Ben from Europe. He was on. He was cool. He actually logged in. He didn't really call. And there's a way to do that I'm not even aware of. So he's more advanced than I am, and I'm the guy who does the show. So not a whole lot today. There's nothing to go over, no results or anything from yesterday, no groundbreaking news of any sort. So just your standard day of mostly rumors and insignificant things. Nothing. We'll take a spoiler-free preview of NXT. If I get it from Sesker the Encyclopedic, we'll take a look at SmackDown. But I'm not sure if he's had a chance to provide that for me yet. Si, senor. Let's see. So that's what's going on today. I would only even get to use the spoiler alert sound effect. I would say soundtrack. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, if it's also 9 a.m. Central Standard Time as you listen to this, that means you can catch us on Periscope Live and on Blog Talk Radio Live. There's a bunch of other ways to listen to it later too. So whatever you're into. My friend Brian will probably be calling in here shortly. Let me turn on my Twitter and my Facebook real quick, just in case he's trying to get a hold of me that way. If he's trying to text me, he can't. Oh, I do have a message on Facebook. Could it be? Maybe it is. Sorry for the long, drawn out. Come on. Oh, let's see. Alright, so solo show today. Good luck with to Brian and all the stuff he has to get accomplished. I hope you get it taken care of. So the show's probably going to be relatively short since it's just me and there's no results to go over. So we'll just talk about NXT. We'll talk about everything that's in the headlines and whatnot. And then class will be dismissed early today, probably. You can go on to whatever other time wasters you have planned for the day. So let me get logged into my Twitter, again, at HEELZiggler_com. That's where you can get all the updates on how to listen live. And on days when there's no guests, when it's just me and myself, then Periscope, you get just as much action as YouTube, except for the background music. You get more you get more of the background noise that is usually the WWE pay-per-view and less of the stuff like music and sound effects. That's the trade-off. You do both. You can watch Periscope live, then go watch it again on YouTube, or go download the audio in multiple ways. But we won't get into that right now. So instead, let's just run through the headlines real quick. First things first. Oops, that's not the one I want to go. That's last things first. I don't know why that's up there. Let me make sure I didn't reorder the wrong one. Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna skip right to the Monday Night Cable ratings. This might be something I write an article about later today for Inquisitor. But again, with Vince McMahon, all paranoid about the ratings, it's worth taking a look at the numbers. So for Monday night, WWE, they got 3 different time slots, and those time slots came in 4th, 5th, and 7th. Beat out by Monday Night Football, Sports Center, 11 Hip Hop in Hollywood 2, and then Real Housewives of the OC beat out 1 hour beat the 9 o'clock hour. So anyway, viewership for WWE hovered between 3.21 and 3.63. The first hour was its best hour. They had a 1.3 rating that first hour, 1.2 and 1.1 as the night progressed. No, I take that back. It dipped in the middle, came back a little bit at the end. So whatever that's worth to you. No word of Vince being outraged still. Who knows how he feels right now, I guess. Everything we always hear is just speculation, what Dave Meltzer says he heard from someone he knows that knows Vince. So what do we really know? Anyway, I mean, that's a, crap load of people. There was 3.6 million people that watched Monday Night Raw. That seems like, I don't know why you'd be so upset about it. Anyway, and while I do not provide spoilers for SmackDown, because I don't want to know them before I watch it on Thursday, you will almost definitely hear about Rusev being injured. Sounds like it is not a work. Looks like he has a legitimate bicep injury that he suffered in a match while taping. Forget who it was with. I'm reading the article and it doesn't even show me. Maybe it was Neville. Sounds right, yeah. So anyway, for his bicep, so potentially Rusev will be out. Again, WWE hasn't officially commented on it, so they may... I mean, it would make sense that that's work so that Rusev and Lana can both just be gone off TV for a while, then make a comeback together as a couple and just act like that stuff never happened with Ziggler and Summer Rae. So we'll see, I guess, how that goes. Again, no official word, but it seems legit, whatever that's worth, based on what I read at CagesideSeats.com. So there you go. And the best place for pseudo-journalism and tons of rumors that aren't really based, other than Dave Meltzer himself, really, is Bleacher Report. I used to write there, and I know that there's almost no standards. Once you get on board, it's ridiculous. It doesn't even matter. All they care about is how many people will come click on your site and how many people will leave comments. So anyway, that's where I'm getting this rumor update about a lot of stuff. Let's go real quick. People are just blabbing about whether or not Vince was pissed over all the blood and Lesnar smearing some of the blood. But, who cares, really? If he's pissed, he can't be that pissed. If anything, he's probably glad if he got pissed for a minute. The people are saying he got pissed, which is, I'm sure, what not really happened. The Young Bucks, indie guys, are tweeting that they signed with some company. They tweeted this out late Monday night. It just says they either signed with WWE, NXT, Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, TNA, or New Japan. So whatever that's worth, I don't know. They didn't say when it'll be revealed. It seems like Wrestling Inc., PW Insider are saying that it is definitely not WWE. So whatever that's worth. But then again, no one thought Alberto Del Rio would be at Hell in a Cell. WWE's doing a pretty good job of pulling surprises like this now. So anyway, other returns that are going to be going through the rumor mill today. The Usos will be back in tag action soon, now that both of them are healthy, so that should be happening anytime soon. Maybe they fill a spot on the Survivor Series roster. I can't remember if there's a storyline about how Jimmy got hurt, but if it's Uso related, then Wyatt related, then you gotta believe it'll be Brothers of Destruction and the Usos versus the Wyatts at Survivor Series. But what do I know? Also, if you remember Eugene, probably one of the most politically incorrect characters in the history of WWE. He apparently is rumored to be coming back to the company, potentially. If so, again, no confirmation. It's just something that somebody heard and put it in a newsletter or a website. But most likely, if he does make a return, it's going to be as a trainer in the Performance Center and not an on-camera talent. Although you can see him doing something like that in NXT, maybe. Because, oh, gosh. Rumors about Alberto Del Rio and his leaving AAA and whether or not seeming so sudden, whether or not that pissed them off, basically, is the issue. And according to Dave Meltzer, the answer is no, that Del Rio let them know before he was at Hell in a Cell that he was going to do it. He is a title holder, I believe, with AAA, but the assumption is that he will be allowed to go down to drop that title and come back defending the United States title. Probably won't be acknowledged on WWE, would be my guess. Although they have been really strange about the way they let at least NXT talent go do independent shows and things. So again, who really knows? All this is just speculation based on Dave Meltzer. Whatever. So yeah, that's, man, one of the last things. Another thing that people are going to start talking about is whether or not WWE is currently building to a Sting and Undertaker WrestleMania Dream match, and if so, how that would work for how that could potentially affect Survivor Series. Could he come back? Could Sting be someone who joins the Undertaker and Kane against the Wyatts, and then after that, in some sort of weird admiration for each other moment, they decide to have a match at WrestleMania or something? I don't know. But that could be, that's what people are talking about. That we're going to get that dream match, and that begins at Survivor Series and probably gets revisited at Royal Rumble to be set up for WrestleMania, etc., etc. So I don't know what I think about that. I mean, whatever. If Undertaker and Sting excuse me, if Undertaker and Sting are wrestling at WrestleMania, I mean, I'm not excited about that. I wasn't excited about Undertaker or Bray. I was happy for Bray Wyatt that he got such a big match, but whatever. So I won't care about, I didn't care at all about Sting versus Triple H. My favorite part was when DX and NWO came out, even though that made no sense, really. And then, yeah, so for me, I don't care about Undertaker versus Sting, whatever. I'll be at WrestleMania because I go every year, and this is going to be my 10th year, and I would not want to miss The Undertaker in what could very possibly be his last match, his last WrestleMania match, in Texas, so I want to be there for that moment. Yeah, but whatever. I hope it's not Sting. I hope it's someone more creative than that. Someone like Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Daniel Bryan, someone, an internet darling that the fans also like. Or how about this? Seth Rollins keeps the title until WrestleMania. Undertaker earns a title shot by winning the Rumble or whatever. And then he wins the title at WrestleMania, and then goes on and drops it soon after and he retires when he loses it at SummerSlam or something like that. Because I feel like The Undertaker should get one brief run as World Heavyweight Champion before he retires. He's pretty legendary, and so I feel like give him one run, win the title at Mania. You could even have him drop it the next night on Raw if you wanted, so he went out by beating Seth Rollins and reminding everyone that he's The Undertaker, and maybe even doing that kind of end of a horror movie thing where he leaves it where there's always possibility that he could come back, but that, you know, he'll get inducted into the Hall of Fame, yada yada, at the end. Alright, and the only other real rumor that is going around, people are always talking about Kurt Angle and what he's going to do every time he's on any kind of podcast or gets interviewed for anything. People bring it back up. He still is making every indication that once his contract is up with TNA that he's not looking to go right into wrestling again. I've heard that he wants to be a teacher before. Now, according to this interview, he wants to, he's been taking acting classes and he wants to look more seriously into an acting career. So either way, it sounds like he genuinely does not want to wrestle after his contract is up, and he did act like he was open to both returning to TNA or WWE down the road, but that's not what he wants to do after this contract is up. And he said that's the whole reason that he signed a one-year contract only. So no real news for Kurt Angle, just more open-ended whateverness. So that means all we have left real quick are going to be the spoiler-free previews. We got NXT on tonight, and then we're going to give you the lineup for Ring of Honor's, at least part of the lineup for Ring of Honor's Survival of the Fittest tournament. We'll go to do some of that actually, since it's not even a full card yet. So this is a big event that ROH is doing. I don't know if this is the second time or if they've done this a whole bunch of times, but it is a recurring event, the Survival of the Fittest tournament, and a show on November 13th in Milwaukee. We'll have the first round of the tournament. Right? I think. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so whatever show is being man, right? Sorry, I'm just reading this again and I'm a little confused. I'm just going to read it. This is off 411mania.com. ROH have announced the following card for this year's Survival of the Fittest tournament. Check it out below. The show takes place on November 13th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The first round of the tournament consists of 2 four-corner survival matches, 2 triple threat matches, 2 singles matches, and all of those winners go into a 6-way Survival of the Fittest match to earn a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So there's a best of 5 series finale between ACH and Matt Seidel. And then they've announced a 4-corner survival match. Actually, you know, I'm just gonna check one thing here, because this 411 Mania write-up, no offense to 411 Mania, but it's not very clear, so I'm just gonna get the update. Let's see if they have all the matches. Okay, Survival of the Fittest 2015 qualifier matches. For Survival of the Fittest, Night 1, which happens Friday, November 13th in Milwaukee. There's a best of 5 series finale, like I just said. Oh, and that's also a qualifier match. So ACH versus Matt Seidel to finish off their best of 5 series and to earn a spot in Survival of the Fittest tournament. The 4-corner survival match of Mark Briscoe versus Christopher Daniel versus Hanson versus Kenny King. Another 4 corners survival match, Jay Briscoe versus Frankie Kazarian versus Ray Rowe versus Rhett Titus. On night 2, Saturday, November 14th in Hopkins, Minnesota, will be the main event. Is the only thing they really have booked so far. So I might go to that Hopkins, Minnesota show. I don't really know where Hopkins is. If that's anywhere near Minneapolis or closer, I think there's a really good chance I will go to that. So that's that, and I can't really make any predictions or comments on any of that because I know almost nothing about any of those guys. So just so you know what's coming up, we're gonna also take a look real quick then at NXT and what we can expect from NXT tonight. The lineup consists of Emma versus Shazza, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Nia Jackson with apparently an unnamed opponent, Samoa Joe versus Tyler Breeze, and Finn Balor versus Ty Dillinger. I won't go into too much. Like I said, I found a spoiler-free preview at dailyddt.com, which is somehow related to fan-sided. I don't really know. It's weird looking on this site. And maybe sportsillustrated.com too. I don't fully understand what's happening, but anyway, yeah, so those matches. Emma versus Shazza. I don't know who Shazza is, but you gotta believe this will somehow further the feud that her and Dana Brooke have with Asuka. Probably just they are gonna try to bully this girl after the match, and then Asuka will come defend her or something. Chad Gable and Jason Jordan versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. That should be a good match, and it'll be a good indication to see what direction they're going with these guys. They're really playing up the internet darlings that they are trying to prove themselves. And then you've got Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, who are seemingly being pushed as one of the legitimate tag teams. So I would imagine that Gable and Jordan get the win, and Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa end up feuding, since they probably know each other really well and would have a good program. Nia Jax will, I assume, squash an unnamed opponent, so whatever. Samoa Joe versus Tyler. I have a feeling they're going to let her do that for a while before she gets any real programs or anything. She's just going to be on there beating the crap out of people. Whatever. Samoa Joe versus Tyler Breeze. I don't know if they're going to... Man, if this is already the end of the feud tonight, I hope not. Although I guess Tyler Breeze is going to the main roster already. And I don't know if they want to do Samoa Joe versus Tyler Breeze at the next NXT special, or if they have bigger plans for Samoa Joe, like maybe getting involved with Finn Balor and Apollo Crews. Who knows? Whatever. We'll find out tonight. I feel like Samoa Joe does not lose cleanly tonight. That's all I'm willing to wager. Finn Balor versus Ty Dillinger. Obviously a win there. And then I guess he'll be confronted politely by Apollo Crews. I'm not sure. Also, conspicuous by his absence is Baron Corbin, who is one of the, kind of hand-picked future stars, whatever. I can't think of the words I want. Anyway, that's that. That's really all we got for today. Yeah, so thanks for, hanging out and listening to me talk to you about pro wrestling. However you are listening to this now, I want to encourage you maybe to check out another option that perhaps you will enjoy more. So if you are watching this on YouTube, if you don't always have time to sit and watch YouTube, we come in podcast form on iTunes and on Stitcher and on Blog Talk Radio. So there's that option. Or if you like live interaction, you can just hop on Periscope, watch it that way. If you are listening to this in podcast form and you want some visual stimulation, and you can't hop in the Periscope room to watch it live, then YouTube. I post some heavily edited videos. You can check those out. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you want. That's really about all I have. Tomorrow is Lazy Friday, so... No, it's not. Tomorrow's Thursday, Dustin. So who knows? We don't normally have Thursday guests, but man, I need to actually get on top of getting some local wrestlers to talk. So maybe I will get that accomplished tomorrow. Maybe not. That's all I got for you today. If I think of anything while the closing track is playing, I will let you know, but otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Marking Out in the Morning is proud to be recorded in Des Moines, Iowa at Audacity Solutions Studios. You can check us out at HEELZiggler.com. Follow us on Twitter at HEELZiggler_com. The song you hear at the beginning of the show was recorded in Des Moines, Iowa by my friend Campbell D'Souza with recording studios of Phil Young. You likely also heard the song Parsec by the artist Arma Puros, which I downloaded for free at noisetrade.com. The album Timelines, and got permission from Arma Puros on Twitter for that. I also downloaded the song you're hearing right now at noisetrade.com. It is by a band called Ampersand. The song is called Aurora Borealis. It's on their album Trial and Triumph. Available for free at noisetrade.com. I haven't got their permission for this yet, but I hope to do so in the future. I tweet them about it, so we'll see what happens. You may also hear more aggressive songs that would be Ready, Set, Fire by a website called incompetech.com, where you can download stuff like that to use for your own good, royalty free. Marking Out in the Morning is here every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can subscribe to our podcast at iTunes or Stitcher. Just search for Audacity Solutions Podcast. And of course, you can listen live every day or listen to the entire archive at blogtalkradio.com/Audacity Solutions.
I mean, Daniel Bryan does it right, so why not?